Hello everyone, hello and welcome back to Let's Play Blind Final Fantasy Tactics. I am of course still the Black Shadow, and as I had hinted at in the previous video folks, this video will not be featuring any story progression. This video is effectively a summation of the events of the past 6-7 hours of gameplay, which I did mainly off screen. We spent plenty of time doing plenty of errands, as well as some other interesting bits and pieces that have occurred and come up, accompanied with a bit of character progression, bits and pieces like that. So if you're not too worried about any of that, then feel free to, don't be forced to watch this video. We will be returning to the story next video. Hopefully this should all come together pretty well, though. Whilst I've not really used them much in this game, or I haven't used them at all in this game, there are some save state slots, which allows me to more or less kind of compile this into as best as I can, compiling-wise. Go. So, let's begin, shall we? So we've got Lionel Castle, Wajalis, Goog, Zarland, Daughter, Garland, and Ego's Castle currently, which all have errands to be done. Now, over the course of the video, I have basically done all of these. So hopefully, with any luck, we head into the tavern here. So this is the first set of errands here. I've got the first couple already. So what I'm going to basically do is come to report, so like Zero's challenge here. And then hopefully I'll have an opportunity just to flash up quickly like the description of the errand, because this is all like, all these are going to be having already accepted it, basically. So, we want to hear the report on Zero's challenge. By Lionel Castle in high spirits. Our goal was to capture Zero, a master thief. I hope you guys like this music, by the way. You'll be hearing this plenty for the next 10 minutes. The stars were with us from the outset. Our foe was a worthy one. Yet the skills of the chemist were a great boon to us. Apparently. I don't know why, but apparently we are. Anyways, they emerged victorious. One person can make all the difference. We began to make packs for the road. Well, my party uncovered a large treasure chest. Examined the contents, and we found that. Huh. Fascinating. There we go. 11 grand and red materia. Now, that is interesting. For reasons which I will explain. Let's have a look at it quickly here. The red materia. These stones, developed by the ancient Saronians, are the results of experiments in storing knowledge with gems for later generations. They are said to enhance the abilities of the possessor. Now, obviously, this is a reference to, like, Final Fantasy VII sort of thing. Of all the materia system. Now, this is fascinating because in the game that I'm actually running off of here, I didn't get the red materia. I got a different item. That's fascinating. So, drops you can get from some of these missions are somewhat randomized. That's cool, I guess. Because I did not get the red materia. I found the black materia. Is what I ended up coming across with. So I'll shut off in a moment. Also, as well, we got this. This is the stone that Delacroix used against us in the 2 videos ago now. We actually get that as a key item or a special treasury thing. So isn't that nice? And we got this one, which we found. This is the stone that we found in Goog. I didn't realize he's turned up, so there you go. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Fascinating. I didn't know it would randomize item spawns like that. Interesting. Sorry. Right, okay then. So, let's get our second report. This is from the Dawn Queen. We'll hear the report. By Lionel Castle and high spirits. Tasked to raise the Dawn Queen from the ocean floor. It constantly tells us the stars over the outset. Now, I don't know what this is, but I get the feeling because I'm sending 3 people. You don't have to send 3 people, but it does certainly increase your chances of good things happening. So I assume that's what it's referencing to? I don't know. The violently churning waters were treacherous. Nonetheless, remain committed to our goal. Wasn't long before the sea yielded to us her bounty. Lots of goodies. Broke it open and were bags of gil. Fortune could not have been greater. Another 15 grand. Very nice. Yeah, certainly the amount we receive as reward is somewhat randomized, as well as the job points you receive as well. There is a degree of variance to this as well, which is a good thing. Right, now we have one more feat here. Oh, this is going to be fun. Right. Because I've got every single save state used in a moment, so I'm kind of hoping the game's not going to screw me over here. Let's go to the Chronicle. How many years have we got on this? 5 days. So I need the game to basically don't put me in a fight. I need to skip 3 fights, otherwise I'm going to have to reload the game. 1. 2. Skip the fights. Yes. Thank you, Gabe, for cooperating. Thank you. Oh, it's not here. It's in Wagelis, isn't it? I so deserve that. There we go. We got there that time. So let's go to the Wagelis Tavern, where we will get a report on a merchant's regret, which is, of course, very, very sad indeed. Boy, Wagelis in high spirits. We are the scouting of a trade route. Do 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 do. Sorry, I'm paying no attention to what's being said. Oh, anyways, the air about us seemed to change. We pressed ever onward. Our eyes fell upon a wonder of the ancient world. Ooh. Looks pretty cool. Again, that is different to what I received in the actual game we'll be running with. We found the Semit Falls. And 5 grand for our troubles.
That's a great find. It's a true ancient wonder, a remnant of the days of old. Not entirely sure if I would quite sound like this. It sounded very fruity and guttery. I'm not too impressed, Shadow. You could have made me sound a bit more nice than this. But if I do find that, like, whatever, what he says.
I'm a level 1 adventurer, everyone. Hurrah. So that is, again, a different place to what I found. Fascinating. We'll go to the wonders here. Semit Falls. Site of significance for an ancient Palametian empire. Mithril was mined between these majestic falls, while Extasium was fuel used by the airships of the day, could be gleaned from their magical waters. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Alright then, lovely. So, with that done, it's time to go and explore some more things. Now, I think I went to Goog as well as Zarland's next load of stuff. You didn't see any of this, but it's easy to do it. So, if we load save state 2, you'll see time has transferred over here. So, we've got both of these are at Goog. Okay then, lovely. So, let's go and do that. Oh, actually, before we do that, I'll quickly show you the ones I did get here. So instead of finding the falls, I found this, the floating castle. Winged ones possess technology allowing them to transmute cloudstone into crystals, like the ones that keep this castle afloat. Unfortunately, both the winged ones and their wondrous knowledge were lost in the cataclysm. Sad times. Artifact-wise, here we are, black materia. That's what I found instead of the red one. So interesting that it randomizes that. I guess it's kind of cool. Oops. And one last thing I'll quickly show you as well, as I forgot to do that, was I'll show you these. You can pause and read them so you get a bit more flavour of what's going on if you're interested. Here's the merchant's regret. Hopefully they taught him that there's more to life than gold. Excuse me. And what was it? This one, I think. I think it was that one. Lovely. All right then, into Goog we go. Luckily, I don't need to do any clever editing in this one. So next up is the Clockwork Fair. Task was to assist in readying a presentation for the fair. Isn't that nice? You know, some particular people might start coming up in these. I did try strategically use certain people for these because they needed more job points. So I had to balance that with people that needed leveling. Because I guess it's a basic way of, giving certain characters job points, but without giving them any experience, which may or may not be some use to you. We finished the project and submitted it just in time. Made ready to return, we were given a gift in gratitude. Really? That is not what I got. Wow, red materia again. That is not what I got in the actual one, but whatever. Never mind. We gather all of those goodies. Lovely. Right, next up is the Mesa's Legacy. By Goog and High Spirits, they were to raise the ship of a Hero King. Allegedly. Stars out from the outset. Information we received proved unreliable. Oh dear. Nonetheless, we committed to our goal. It was not long before the she would swap her bounty. Ample cargo, and yet the vessel appeared far too modern to be the ship of legend. Oops. We caught up with our informant and questioned him. He confessed that he had fabricated the tale of the sunken wreck. But our fortune still could not have been greater. Yeah, we were lied to, everyone. That is a net loss in money, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, job points are job points, right? It's one of those things. And just, I continue to get my controls wrong in this game. I don't know why. I've played this game for over 40 hours. I still am having troubles negotiating the menus. I don't know why. Anyway, so here's the Hero King one. We learned that the vessel belonged to that particular trading company in Goog. We had been fooled. Oops. Not good, right? And the Clockwork Fair. Assistance to the Galeafans Machinist Club. Galeafans enter the competition every year and always do admirably, but never taken the first prize. But this time, despite the fact that there were more entrants than ever in the contest history, the Galeafans' innovative Clockwork Chocobo carriage brought them to victory. Nice! Good on you guys. Well done. Alright, okay, so it's off to the third state. I believe I now went up to Lionel Castle, and I may have gone to Daughter as well. I shall see. There we go. Lovely. Oh, Zarlandiva. Yeah, that's the one. So let's have a look and see what I was doing in this one. And you can see time slowly starting to accrue here. Yes, there's not much actually in Lionel or Daughter, but you've got a couple of bits here, so we'll show these off. So, Zalland. Report on plenty more mine exploration stuff. They're usually pretty profitable, these. They give you lots of money, but they do take quite a while. It's looking at like a couple of weeks at least. Peter Zalland and High Spirits to explore the old Lorade mine. Such quite a great strength of arm. Nonetheless, we're committed to our goal. We uncovered a rich vein, toward endlessly, extracting a great deal of ore. A large peculiar rock. We examined the contents, and it were nuggets of ore with value beyond compare. Lovely. 4 grand. Wow, that is an awful roll. I got like I'm sure I got plenty more than that in the actual game. Plenty of JP. Wow, what a really rubbish roll of money there. That kind of sucks. Oh, well. Never mind. Right, so we need to go over to Daughter here. Now, I'm just going to quickly, for convenience sake, fingers crossed. Well, actually, I should be fine. Thank you, game. So generous of you. So, Daughter. Now, Daughter's a slightly interesting one here, and I'll show you why. So, we got this here, folks, the Frontier Marathon. Now, I noticed something interesting afterwards. I'll show you what I mean. Let's view this first, shall we? My daughter. Our participation in a frontier race. Stars are with them. The task required a keen eye that committed to a goal. As a result, we were able to find what we sought. We forded streams and cut our way through reed and rush. Everything seemed to change, pressed ever onward, and they fell upon the end of an ancient world, which I've never seen before. Lovely. 21,000 gil! Wow! That is a ridiculous roll. The first roll was terrible. Look at that! That is an awesome, awesome one. Holy crap. Now, what's interesting I noticed with the Frontier Marathon is that once I had done it, if you go back to errands, there's another one. Now, I must admit, I haven't actually done this yet, and we will look at doing this at the start of the next video, but just to point out that there is another marathon available once you do the first one, which is interesting to note. Also out of interest, so we'll look at these ones here. So we've got the Frontier Marathon. Participants competed with one another to find lost remnants from ancient civilization. All we had to go on was the information gleaned from ancient texts, legends, and stories. We raced to be the first to find undiscovered ruins, which we did, because we're amazing. And this one is the one we did as well. Went bankrupt after striking Mithril. A secret in ore was locked behind a door. Mine transformed in a veritable dungeon. If I only opened the door at its bottom and found the ghost of a miner still digging from a rich vein. Yikes. So, wonders. Yes, so this is what we found this time. That the Tosus village. A race of gnomes known as the Lilliputians inhabited this village. These gnomes were ruled by a merciless dictator until a mighty giant known as Atlas freed them at long last from their oppression. Nice. Also, as well, Arslan, you let me down here. This is what I found instead of the red material the second time. The Zanmato blade. Which, of course, is a blade that has found its way into many Final Fantasy games. It's a nice touch. So there you go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, then. So, to save State 4, I believe, which there's a lot of missions to be done at Garland and quite a few at Egros as well. So, we shall State 4. Lovely. Let's see what we're up to here. Yeah, I think these are all Garland. Yeah, look at that. All of this is in Garland. Lots and lots of stuff. Good stuff, though. Also, actually, while I'm here, I found this instead of the village. The Ronkan Ruins. Ronkan Dynasty dominated the world from its Skyborn castle until an enigmatic plague brought about its sudden and tragic demise. Today, its empty ruins float in a cold and desolate silence. That's, it's kind of scary, everyone. It's kind of scary. Right, let's go into town then, shall we? Right, so let's get some reports. First up, we're going to be looking at the Miner's Tale. Right, Garland to mine Mount Urobus. I thought I said Ouroboros for a moment. I was like, oh boy. That would have been awkward. Task required great strength of the arm. Make it to our goal. Rich vein. Toiled endlessly. They found a large peculiar rock. Examined the contents. Were nuggets of ore. Lovely. What? A grand? These rolls in for money are just so wild at the moment. Wow, 1,000 gil? Really, guys? I should have sacked a lot of you. Be done with it. Never mind. We're not keeping this history anyway, so. The shoreline defense is next. They were to investigate the shoreline. Stars are with them, naturally. Very little information for us to work with. We make it to the goal. Our excavation finally came to a close. Afterwards, we ready ourselves for the road, given a gift. No information on what the hell we were actually doing, but you'll see in a second. We got a handsome reward and gil. Go mining in a mountain. Get 1,000 gil. Examine and identify objects on a shoreline. Get 11,000 gil. No wonder Evilise is going to hell. This is just beyond corrupt. Never mind. Right, so let's go to the Chronicle. And I will show you the information on those. That's not the one I want. This is the one we want. Minus tears. Gold Rush, called numerous towns, a crop up foot of Mount Ouroboros. I've said it there. Miners soon left, turning the villages into little more than ghost towns. All that remained of the miners' dreams were the tears of the old man who told us his tale. Ah, that's kind of sad. And the other one we've got is Messages in a Bowl. We looked into the items washing up on the shore near the Sea of Gowland. We found mostly refuse from cities across the sea. Amongst the garbage, we saw a small bowl containing scrap of paper. Although we were unable to decipher the foreign script inscribed on the paper, it appeared to be a plea of some sort. I haven't actually read these later ones. I never got round to it, so I haven't seen these before myself. Right, okay then. So we've got 4 days, so we need to skip battle twice, hopefully. Please be nice, game. I hate you, game. There we go. Beautiful. Right then. So let's get a report on the stolen tomes. Because, of course, I have to reload the game. Part of Garland. It's a salvage of a foundered ship. Subscribe great strength of arm. Make it to the goal. Lock wrong for the seal bounty. One large chest. Add bags of gil. Stupendous. Not much money, but I guess it doesn't matter too much. It took a long time to do this because you think you've got like, on average, these are taking about a week and a half to 2 weeks to do these because I'd let them go for the maximum time to get maximum reward. But holy crumbs, did this take a while. You see at the Chronicle here, we're into 40 hours now, and we've gone well beyond that, believe me. So let's go to the feats. And we want this one? This one. Valuable turnstone for the Gowland Academy of Magical Arts. Court of Witnesses, the thief was a man of some 30 years. He was seen escaping from a second-floor window and boarding a nearby ferry. Unfortunately for him, the ferry sank. Raised the vessel, unable to locate the books. Mayhap they were washed away by the current. Not ideal. Never mind. Right then, so last set of errands are over at Egro's Castle. We shall load the state. It's kind of weird, like opening like this menu on screen. Not really used to doing this. Usually, if I do stuff like this, it's always off screen. It's kind of weird. Oh, well, anyways. So, Egro's Castle. Let's go and see what we were doing here. Present. Lovely. Just the two, and they're all already done. And these, nothing new here? Not yet. Good. Right. So, to the tavern. So first we have a minstrel in distress. It's kind of weird seeing, like, certain characters are, like, classes I wouldn't normally use. This is what I did, actually. I used a lot of this for, like, if I wanted a class to gain particular points in a particular field, I used them for this. So, like, I figured I'd just give people some experience in some certain roles. Like, Eva as a thief, never done that, but, you know, I have her as a thief as a second, so, you know, it's just a good opportunity to do that sort of thing. A noble heavy depression had closed in on our friend. Aww. Yet the skills of the... What? Why? Did we steal the man? Like, get, like, a guitar for him or something and steal it from someone? How would that help? I have no idea. We see some province without incident. One person can make all the difference. Apparently you can, Eva. Made ready to return. Given a gift. A prize most generous. Lovely. Didn't get much money for it, but it doesn't matter. There you go, folks. So one person can make all the difference, apparently. The Mount Gulgmug will load, everyone. If I can ever say it correctly, that is, of course. dead set on mining Mount Gulg's riches. They were dead set, everyone. That's how determined they were. That's why they're my party members. Our surrounding hid ferocious beasts aplenty. Oh dear. Yet the skills of the chemists were a great boon to us to heal us of when we inevitably got slaughtered. But they found a rich vein. One person can make all the difference. Lad taking plenty of glory here. Found a large peculiar ore. Sealed within was a treasure beyond compare. That's another interesting item that I did not find the first time round. The blue materia. Yeah, nice. From this day forth, you're a level 2 treasure hunter. Just don't give me that stupid voice again. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tavern Master. Now, this is quite amusing, actually, that this is what's appeared, because if it was the same item, the item I got the first time was totally absurd, and I'll show you. So, let's go to the Chronicle first. Head to the ones we've just done. Molten Maiden. Mount Goog has not erupted for nigh on 5,000 years. Yet dangers enough remain that few dare venture near. But we did, and it was at the bottom of that deep, dark shaft we saw her. A Lady of Flame. Locals tell of a young girl who stumbled over the volcano's rim, though the truth of it we could not say. Nonetheless, we erected a small shrine and offered prayers for the Mount Gold Maiden. Okay! These guys went up to some interesting business. And the other one we've got is this one. Mameso? A wandering minstrel has returned to the stage. Since winning the talent contest several years ago, his unique act had been the favourite of local audiences. However, an extended slump had rendered him unable to perform. We spoke with him at length, and though we are unsure of our off-the-cuff suggestion for a new hairstyle made the difference, the wandering minstrel seems in better spirits. We do get up to some strange business in this one, seemingly. Let's have a look at this here, though. A blue materia. There you go. Isn't that nice? Now, that is certainly not what I found the first time round. I'm going to need to reload the game hard now, because from here I did like a last few bits of leveling, and then I went back over to Daughter. So I'll see you in 2 seconds. And for that, we will need the save we are going to be running off here, which is this one. We're in the month of Gemini now. Now, I forget what month it was we started the game, but we've gone a fair few months in now. Anyways, so 44 hours. This is where the video started. It was a busy day. So, here we are, folks. So, before we do anything, let's go to artifacts. I found this. A treat beloved by children since ancient times. The secret of making these bite-sized loaves of bread has been all but forgotten. This scroll contains the last known copy of the recipe. I found this instead of the blue materia. This was inside a rock. I had a pretty good giggle at this. Anyway, so 44 hours in. We've done pretty much everything now I could have done. So, before we go into Daughter, because I am going to set up the second Frontier Marathon, we need to talk about our party. Now, 7-8 hours has transposed over the course of this video, which gives me plenty of time to explore people's class and that. And a lot of things have actually either changed or are about to. So let's go explore our party. Our party are all averaging from about around level 20 to 22, roughly speaking. This does vary a little bit, but that's a fair rough to go. So, let's see who's changed much. Ramza hasn't actually changed very much because, generally speaking, I don't use Ramza outside of story fights because he usually gets enough experience as it is. So, Ramza's fine. Alistair's still improving as a archer here. He's now got aim plus 10, which I forget if he already had that, but he does have that now, so that's nice. Although it's hard to use because it takes so bloody long to download charge. Lloyd. So, Lloyd mastered knighthood. And that's done. Which I mentioned was going to happen at some point. And the thing was, the problem was looking at Lloyd and I was thinking, well, what the hell do I do with Lloyd now? And I had no idea. And I was really kind of, I didn't know. I mean, there was, I know I could make him anything I want. And I can make any character anything I want. I like the idea of, like, keeping certain people on sort of particular types of roles. So some are just combat heavy. Some are, you know, sort of more support-based. Then I know you could mix and match. And maybe I should do that. And I could probably make uber characters. But I just, it's like nice canon in my head to kind of, like, make sort of semi-logical changes. So, why is Lloyd a thief? There's a reason for this. Let me go over and just quickly swing over to Eva, I believe it is. Now, Eva, as you know, is a part-time thief. I've had that with her class, even though we've not used her for like 5-6 videos. Now, while I was busy doing this and improving her abilities as a thief, this turned up. A warrior who makes soaring jump attacks even in full armor. The Dragoon is also a Master Spearman. We have a brand new class, folks. Now, if I go to the jobs here. Let me go Wyatt Lloyd, actually. It'll be easier. So, yeah. The Dragoon class, which has a requisite of Thief level 4. This is the whole reason Lloyd is a thief. I'm not interested in being a thief particularly. I'm not too concerned about having any high-level thieves. I'm very interested in having a Dragoon class, though. Oh my goodness, am I interested in that. So, that is going to be Lloyd's next task, is he will be a thief. He will be a Dragoon, and he'll have his Arts of War as his secondary job skill set. Makes logical sense to me. Sounds like it could be a lot of fun. So, he's doing that. Whereabout is he on that as well? He is level... Wow, he's very close. He only needs about another 200 job points, and his next level, he will be available to the Dragoon class. So that'd be good. He's also slightly under-leveled, but I do intend to use him a little bit, so that should make up for it. Water as our Mystic is still going strong. He's got a fair few abilities to picking up now. There's quite a lot to pick up. There's some good-looking ones. Like, Belief looks pretty good. That increases someone's faith. There's one here as well for, like, this looks fun. Harmony, I think this is effectively Dispel. It's basically what this is, folks. So I'll be looking to pick up that pretty soon, too. There's Sleep. We can turn enemies to stone. Good luck with that. And nothing too much of interest. There is this ability here, Defense Boost, which sounds good. I actually went and got that for Lloyd before I knew that Thief was a thing to get the level 4, get Dragoon class. I made him a temporary Mystic just to get him Defense Boost, which should be useful for him, I believe. So that is that. Sybil is still learning Alchemist. Now, she has basically mastered chemistry. All she's got to get now is for her items, which she's almost virtually got. What do I intend to do with Sybil next? I don't know. I don't know at all what I intend to do with Sybil. I really don't know what I want to do with you. Some of them make sense for her to use the chemistry stuff with, so items. I might consider making Sybil a summoner. A warrior who summon the most powerful spirits. I need Time Mage level 3, which means I need Black Mage level 3. She's already a level 2 Black Mage. I could make her a summoner. I've also got this class as well, the Orator, who anticipates about using Speechcraft, which I need level 3 Mystic. Can you be a Mystic? Where is Mystic? There it is, and be level 3 Mystic. You need to be a level 3 White Mage, of which you're level 2 as well. So I could go either way for Sybil. I could make her a summoner, or I could make her an orator. I will have to sit down and decide which way to go on this. I would suggest probably, like, asking you guys to leave any comments and particular things that got either way, but odds are, by the time this video is uploaded, I'd have already made my choice and probably already got the class I was going for. But still interesting to hear your thoughts nonetheless. We've seen the power of summoners. We've not seen an orator in action yet, though. We'll have to see. I'll think about that. Okay, so next up is Eva, who, again, I'm going to look to totally master her archery class, is the idea here. So where is she in archery? She's doing pretty well. She's, again, also got aim plus 10. She's also got this, though, which I made sure to pick up for her, Adrenaline Rush. So if you take any kind of damage, she gets a speed, she gets an increase in her speed, which allows her to take commands a little faster. Which is nice, and I thought it was well worth the investment. She's the only person with Adrenaline Rush as well, so I made sure to give her that. She's got concentration, so she can't miss attacks, which is also really useful. So Eva's quite a nice little sharpshooter for us, truth be told. She's also got a bonus move as well, which is lovely. Don't know why I keep doing that. Amelia as our white mage. She, of course, will be mastering white magic out. Not too much has happened on her end. The only thing that's particularly happened, she's picked up a Suna, which is surprisingly expensive. And I also figured, you know what? Let's get some offensive magic. Let's get the Holy Spell. Especially if we're going to start running into more freaking demons, this could be of some significant use. Although it is 56 MP, very expensive. Because of range, though. Range of 5, it's pretty damn nice. So she'll be mastering that. She's still got 8, 16, 26, 34, 38. She needs about 7,500 job points to master White Mage. So Amelia won't be changing for a fair while. Nor will Vivi be changing from Black Mage for a while. Again, same situation with Fireager, Thunderger, Blizzarder, Flare, Death, Magic Counter. Yeah, he's got a long way to go as well as Vivi. But I have at least got him all... whoops, sorry about that. Hit the mic. He has at least got all 3 of the tier 3 magics as well, which is good. Puts him nicely on par, because that was the problem we had when we were, like, rescuing Mustadio. We were, like, fighting the tier 2 and tier 3 magic, and Vivi was still dealing with, like, fire. That was pretty brutal. Arcane Strength made up for that a bit, but only so much. I have spent some time improving his time magics, though. So he's got Haster, Slow, got the Reflect spell, which could be very useful in a pinch. We've got Immobilize. Lots of nice little goodies. That's pretty expensive. Although, goodness knows would I like to get that. But in time. So as you can see here, lots and lots of stuff to learn. That's what I'll probably do with Vivi. Once he masters Black Mage, I'm just going to make him a Time Mage, and that's basically going to be his path. And that will probably see him for pretty much the rest of the game, I reckon. Judging the amount of points I need between these two, I would wager 18, 27, 5, 6k there, and 2, 3.5, 4. Yeah. I'd wager he needs probably about 11, 12,000 job points between these two. I think Vivi's set for the rest of the game. Burnden as our Geomancer is next up. Now, Geomancer is proving an interesting little ability. It's taken some getting used to. It's quite an unusual class, but I have grown to quite like it. So, Geomancy, I have shown this a bit here, but yeah. So, basically, the way it works is that depending on the tile that Burnden is standing on, he can use a particular kind of Geomancy attack. So, like, Sinkhole has effective immobilization, but can only be used in Silver Wasteland. Torrent can only be used on those, but can cause Toad. The chances of actually causing the effect seem rather low, but the attacks are basically guaranteed hits. But they don't do too much damage, is the only unfortunate thing, when he can still use pretty solid physical attacks. So I went and got him this, Nature's Wrath, which will counterattack with a Geomancy skill. So basically what Burnden is he is now a long-range counter-attacker, which is really, really nice. And because, obviously, as I pick up more of these, he'll be able to counter-attack more often. So I got the most common ones. So, like, I don't have Stone yet, which is unfortunate. But, like, this one here, Wooden Floors and Decks, not going to be on those often. We haven't seen, like, lava. We haven't seen roofs and chimneys. That's it. Haven't done with that. And we haven't seen snow yet either. So I got hold of the most important ones, I figured. So yeah, Burner's actually proving quite a nice little damage dealer. Although it is dependent on him getting hit. And because he's got all these abilities, he can actually cause all sorts of effects to enemies as well, which is quite nice. So he can cause a lot of chaos in the enemy ranks. So that'd be good for Burnden. Only thing with Geomancy is it doesn't take the most job points to master. He's only got like 1,300 more job points, and he's filled Geomancy. Really, really quick job class for him. So I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with him next. Of course, he was our former monk. I might well make him back into a monk, so he can then finish off that and master that job class. I suspect that's what I'll likely do. And him having the Geomancy as a backup would be really, really good. I'm making a really nice damage dealer. Give him some range as well. Speaking of monks, we have Catherine. Now, you might find, of course, Catherine a bit surprising to be a monk. But obviously, her as like a surrogate Holy Knight class is obviously irrelevant because we've got Agrius now. So I figured I'm going to make her a monk for now. And I'm just going to use that just to improve her damage dealing capabilities. Sheik, I could have had her finish off the Knight class, but I'm not too worried about it. I can always go back and do that later. So I've been starting to improve her abilities. I gave her Doomfist, who Burnden never picked up, because I thought it'd be cool to do. So she's got that. And I'll also probably give her Shockwave as well, which is, again, something else that Burnden did not get as well. They are, of course, like two of the most expensive abilities, but they should be pretty good. Give us some nice range, especially Shockwave would be good for some range, as you can see here. So that'd be cool. So all that stuff's there. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with Catherine. She's a little bit surplus to requirement at the moment, but hopefully, you know, we can pick up some abilities for the monk class, and maybe some other abilities will appear in the near future. That'd be pretty good. Next up is Laddie. Now, he's currently on a chemistry roll. So, something interesting happened with Laddie. I mastered up his Squire class here, which is the first thing I did. And this turned up. The Onion Knight class. It's a nice reference to earlier Final Fantasy games. Although being able to equip all weapons, this sad warrior excels at none and is far from being the most powerful. Notice it's already mastered. This is a strange looking class, so let's go and explore it. Now notice that the abilities for this job are already known. I'm going to quickly just show this off here. So let's go into jobs here and make Laddie an Onion Knight. It's actually kind of a cool looking picture there. So Onion Knights. I don't know much about these guys. We'll see. So notice as we go to equipment here, Onion Knights are able to equip any item combination in the entire game. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what class it was specified for. Onion Knights can take everything. And notice that Onion Knight is not on that list of jobs. So I wonder if this was a later addition for the PSP version. I suspect it might well be. Either way, so that's a nice touch. That means you can customize equipment however you desire, which could be really awesome. There is a downside, though, to the Onion class. And that is the abilities. I can't set abilities. Nothing at all. And of course, the Onion Knight itself has no abilities. So, effectively, what I'm doing at the moment is I am sacrificing my abilities for the ability to use whatever equipment I want, which is a nice ability to have. But it does have its own issues. Now, what I'm also interested in is how the fact that it already says it's mastered, which is crazy, because you'd think you'd be able to do stuff to improve it. So, if anyone's got any advice on exactly how the Onion Knight works, I pondered looking it up, but I figured I'd ask you guys first. I mean, I assume there's a way to actually improve this class, right? Otherwise, it just seems like it's going to get more and more redundant as the game goes on. So there must be some sort of balancing factor that I'm not aware of. So please do let me know. I'm happy for you guys to tell me that. That should be acceptable. But anyways, we are going to have Laddie as a chemist. And that will be a thing I'll do. Also, nice to have a male chemist. We haven't had that for ages. I need to redo all his abilities. Oh, I'll do that later. It's not important. Alright. We'll leave our chocobos for a moment. Mustardio's up next. Now, Mustardio is still as a mechanist. I spent some time just getting working with him as an archer. Basically, I wanted to get him some better archery shots here, which I thought would be good for him, as I want to use him, have him as like using that as a charge shot ability effectively for him. Now, the problem I've got obviously from Stadia is that he's already mastered the mechanist role. Now, I don't really see making Mustardio anything other than a mechanist. Now, obviously, this is a problem, because if I decide I want to keep him as a mechanist, he is possibly in danger of getting obsolete as the further as the game goes on. But I just like it as a role for him to have. It makes sense for him, and it's kind of like more story-wise. So, whilst I have spent some time obviously bending his archery, I have to decide if am I happy to just use him as a mechanist for like basically the rest of the game. And it means I'm really sacrificing a lot of job points, and you know what? I think I'm okay with that. Worst comes to worst, I can do some off-screen leveling with him with like a secondary class for him to use, though, like the archery that I've done. I might find something else later on that I might think, ooh, that'd actually really go well with, for Mustardio. But I am looking to basically keep him as a mechanist, and he will basically remain that for the rest of the game, is the logic there. Do notice as well, look at his speed of 9. Now, that is awesome. I have specifically boosted that. I've given specifically he's got the green beret. But the nice thing with the mechanist role is it does seem to improve your speed. So he's got a speed of 9, whereas, say, like Nereus here, our Black Chocobo, has a speed of 6. So Mustardio is able to get quite a lot of commands in over the long run. So that could prove to be really, really damn useful. So I'll kind of see how that goes. If I find that later on in the LP he's becoming really obsolete, then I will have to change him up. But for now, I think I'm okay with it. It should be fine. The wonderful Holy Knight Agrius. So, Agrius is awesome. We should all know this, right? Let's go into abilities here. So, Agrius is kind of the same situation. She is a Holy Knight, and I have no intentions of ever losing her Holy Knight abilities. Of course not. She's now got hold of Hollow Bolt, which is quite nice. That is actually a pretty useful attack. And the fact I can potentially silence enemies has very, very wide-reaching sort of consequences, but still pretty good. She's only got Divine Ruination left, and then she's going to have mastered the Holy Knight. Now, I wanted to decide what I'm going to do with her. I have spent some time as well, just giving her a bit more white magic practice here and there, but she will not be ever to the state of where Amelia is. Now, what exactly I'm going to do with Agrius, I don't 100% know. It is quite possible, once she's mastered Holy Knight, I might just make her a knight and then have the Holy Knight on as a subs. This Holy Knight will always be either her primary or her second job class, without question. There is no doubt about this. The only issue I have, though, is that if I make her a class that doesn't allow the use of swords, I have to give her the use of swords, because otherwise she can't use Holy Knight attacks without a sword. She has to have one. So I could, like, make her, a mystic if I wanted, but I'd have to go into her abilities, give her equipped swords, which means I'm always going to be sacrificing something. And equipped swords is, I believe, on this one here. Admittedly, I don't have much too useful in this ability set, the reaction one yet, but, or whichever one this is. But that's something that does need to be borne in mind in the future. But there is no way I'm losing Agrius' Holy Knight abilities. You'd be insane to do that. So we'll finish off our Holy Sword stuff, and then we'll move on from there. Probably into night. Maybe something else might come up, and I'll think, ooh, I'd like that. And then lastly, we've got our 3 chocobos. Egyptus, the red chocobo, Nereus, the black chocobo, and Boko, the yellow chocobo. I've given them all some levels. Of course, they can't improve their abilities or anything, but their base stats are pretty good. I have been using the red chocobo a bit as well, which has the Choco Meteor attack. Really powerful, really awesome. Highly approve of it. So I'll hopefully get a chance to show it off in the very near future, but we'll have to see what happens with that. And that's basically our whole class here. There is also one thing I need to make a note of as well. Ramza is basically almost done with knighthood. So again, I'm in a situation with Ramza. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with him after he's done being a knight. Obviously, he needs to keep his squire metal stuff because he's got like his special fundament skills, which I'm going to keep hold of. So I don't know exactly what class I'm going to make Ramza. He's going to maintain sort of this general, physical attack sort of idea. I may make him a dragoon. That is not a terrible option. I may well consider doing that. I will need to spend some time leveling up his thief ability, which is only like level 2. But that might be a potential class for him to follow and go along with Lloyd, basically, into the Dragoon set. That sounds pretty good to me. Only issue with the Dragoon set I have at the moment is I haven't actually bought any spears, which I need for Dragoons. They use spears. So that's something I would need to buy at some point, but I'll find a chance to do that. It should be fine. Quick look at everyone's equipment. Lloyd, I've kept, although he's a thief class, which normally doesn't use swords, it's Lloyd. Lloyd's awesome. Lloyd gets to keep a sword, so I've specifically got him to use swords there. Nothing else of my interest. Having pistols is awesome. I think it's a fantastic weapon for chemists. Means that they can give range support if they're not needed for healing. Keeps them busy, keeps them getting experience. I think it's a fantastic weapon for them. So I went and bought a load of pistols, and I can't wait to get some better ones. Bernard's got an axe because I figured I'm going to explore using an axe. He had been using sword and shield, which he can do base. He doesn't need any abilities for that. I figured I'll give him an axe, see how he goes. If I don't like it, I can go back to sword and shield. Should be fine. Catherine's got no equipment. I still find it weird that monks can't use headgear, even like headbands or hats or anything. I don't know why exactly that is the case, but it is, so I'm not a big fan of that. I think they probably should be allowed to even have, just general stuff. Even if it's basic stuff, it'd just be nice. It does mean she's got 153 health, which is not much. Lad's got more health. She's only got more health than our mages do. And Sybil. So that's not great health-wise, but not much I can do about that. Laddie needs a shield. Do I not have him on shields? I must have something else in there. And then this is there. There you go. Right then. So, with all of that talking done, that's where I'm going to end the video because I have done way too much in this one. So, next time we will actually be carrying on with the game. We're going to be heading up north. Of course, our task and we're looking to do is to get to the Royal City of Lassalia. Basically, to meet with Zolbarg and Dysdarg and tell them that they need to stop this war. Are they going to listen to us? Are they just going to try and kill us? I think the answers are going to be no and yes, respectively. But worth a try. We need to go through Golan first, however, and I suspect I'll have some more jobs for me to do there. We've also got the second Frontier Manor-front is here as well, which I'll do this next video. I need to decide who I'm going to send on that, because I suspect it's going to be a long time. Let's have a look. It doesn't cost any money to do, but I assume it takes 14 to 16 days, so I need to make sure it's people I don't intend to use in the near future. I'll think about that. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this recap of about 8 hours worth of gameplay, as best you can at least. Plenty of information, plenty of stuff going on, and we will be carrying on with the game next time. So I will see you then, and hopefully I don't have too many more of these sessions, because that's a lot of time I spent doing this. I'll see you then.